Good Monday evening, July 7th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A suspected DUI crash in Chelan plunged around 120 households into darkness early Sunday. Okanagan County authorities say they've taken down a major drug trafficking site between the towns of Okanagan and Omak. Unseasonably hot and breezy weather conditions Tuesday and Wednesday causing critical fire concerns. I'll have more coming up in your local weather forecast. The hunt for accused child murderer Travis Decker heated up this weekend in a neighboring state. On Sunday, the U.S. Marshals Service said it's looking into reported sightings of Decker in the Sawtooth National Forest in Idaho. In a press release, the agency says a family reported seeing someone matching Decker's description in the Bear Creek area. That's about 30 miles north of Fairfield, Idaho. Other campers allegedly reporting similar sightings. Bear Creek is nearly 600 miles from the site near Leavenworth, where Decker's three young daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, were found asphyxiated on June 2nd. Decker, a 32-year-old Army veteran, has been sought by police ever since, charged with their murders. A reward of up to $20,000 is offered for information leading to Decker's arrest. If you have information about the case, call 1-800-336-0102 or visit usmarshals.gov/tips. Wenatchee Valley firefighters were busy Independence Day evening with not one but two brush fires in Rock Island, both ignited by fireworks. The first fire took place on Saunders Avenue around 8 p.m. Wenatchee Valley Fire Chief Brian Brett says the fire was making its way up a slope threatening multiple structures, but thanks to a downward wind was contained after roughly 2 acres had burned. The second fire occurred on Penn Avenue around 9 p.m. when fireworks ignited dead materials in a former orchard. Firefighters spent all night at the scene before finally containing the fire after roughly 1 acre had burned. However, a vinyl fence and shed were also damaged. A suspected DUI crash in Chelan plunged around 120 households into darkness early Sunday. The Chelan County PUD and the Sheriff's Office says the collision happened on West Wooden Avenue near Waterslide Drive about 2:30 a.m. Deputies say a Honda HR-V driven by 24-year-old Tommy Gutierrez of Wenatchee struck and toppled multiple utility poles, cutting power and blocking traffic on Highway 97A. Gutierrez was arrested at the scene and allegedly gave a breathalyzer result of about 0.19% blood alcohol. Deputies cited him with charges of DUI and driving on a suspended license. Wooden Avenue was reduced to a single lane of traffic while PUD crews made repairs. Full power was restored to the area about 4 p.m. on Sunday. The city of Ephrata has purchased the former Rite Aid building on Basin Street. In a Facebook post, the city says that the current city hall, which is shared with the police department, has outgrown its space and needs room to grow. The former Rite Aid building was selected for its central downtown location. The city paid $2.3 million for the property, with funds that had been set aside over the years for future expansion. Though the city has not yet finalized plans for how the building will be utilized, they say that relocating City Hall, the police department, or other public resources are all possibilities being explored. When we come back, a Yakima man is dead after his pickup truck apparently slid into an irrigation canal southeast of Ephrata. A Moses Lake Asphalt Company received a $49,000 fine from the Washington Department of Ecology over an asphalt spill in Peshastin. And Okanagan County authorities say they've taken down a major drug trafficking site between the towns of Okanagan and Omak. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the P&W for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition.
Holy pepperoni, Abby Man. It's the hometown hero bursting onto the scene this July at a special price, starring classic pepperoni, green peppers, and Italian sausage. One bite and wham. Don't miss the summer's biggest blockbuster. The hometown hero has arrived at Abby's.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
A Yakima man is dead after his pickup truck apparently slid into an irrigation canal southeast of Ephrata. The body of 55-year-old Kevin Kershaw was recovered Thursday from the canal near the intersection of Road A and Road 9 Northwest. The Grant County Sheriff's Office received word of the incident about 1:30 p.m. Deputies say Kershaw apparently tried to turn around on the canal road in his 2025 GMC Sierra, but lost control and slid into the water. It was unknown whether drugs or alcohol contributed to the accident. Travelers in Tumwater Canyon west of Leavenworth can expect single-lane closures beginning July 21st due to slope stabilization safety project on Highway 2. The Washington State Department of Transportation says the project will reduce the risk of rockfall by repairing damaged slope stabilization systems. Work will take place on a 5-mile stretch of highway west of town. Travelers can expect single-lane closures with flagging and 20-minute delays. A full 3-day closure can be expected later this summer when traffic will be rerouted to Chumstick Highway. A Moses Lake Asphalt Company received a $49,000 fine from the Washington Department of Ecology over an asphalt spill in Peshastin. In July 2023, Central Washington Asphalt was repaving a bridge on U.S. Highway 2 when at least 70 gallons of hot mixed asphalt fell through a gap. About 35 gallons of the mix fell into the Peshastin Creek, and the remainder landed on the dry bed and banks. That August, Central Washington Asphalt was directed by the Washington State Department of Transportation to report the spill to Ecology, but failed to immediately begin cleanup. Ecology's investigation found the company did not use sufficient methods to prevent the spill, and the department was only able to remove 20 gallons of hardened asphalt from the creek, which is home to endangered aquatic species. Okanogan County authorities say they've taken down a major drug trafficking site between the towns of Okanogan and Omak. The North Central Washington Narcotics Task Force says it conducted multiple controlled purchases of illicit drugs starting last spring at a property in the 200 block of Concanelli Road, where many orchard workers lived. A search warrant that was served in June allegedly yielded drugs, including 2 pounds of methamphetamine, a half pound of cocaine, and 11 grams of psychedelic mushrooms, as well as 15 firearms, 3 of which were stolen. The search also found alleged evidence of cockfighting at the property, including 39 chickens altered for illegal fights. Police on July 1st arrested one suspect in the drug investigation, 23-year-old Christopher Gutierrez, but another remains at large. Coming up next, Kashmir High School has new representation in Olympia. We will tell you more about that and introduce you to the student representative in tonight's feature story. Unseasonably hot temperatures, windy conditions, and low humidity will create critical fire danger over the next couple of days. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Sign up for the 12th annual CCA Wenatchee Salmon Derby. It's July 11th and the 12th. With $9,000 in cash and prizes, this is a local event you anglers can't afford to miss. This year, we're after sockeye. Fish the Columbia River from the top of Rock Island Dam to the bottom of Chief Joseph Dam for your chance to win up to 5 place prizes for the heaviest boat weighed and 3 places on the heaviest fish caught. Buy your tickets at ccawashington.org. Help support our region's marine resources by fishing the Wenatchee Salmon Derby.
The pitch by Busich.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox are back on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch as they take on the Kamloops North Paws on Tuesday, July 8th. Coverage brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Your exclusive television home for Apple Sox baseball is the NCWLIFE channel.
Kashmir High School has new representation in Olympia. Rising junior Riley Atchison was selected earlier this year to be a student representative on the Washington State Board of Education. The state board has 2 student representatives who act as the voices for over 1 million students, and Washington is one of 6 states who allows students to vote on board decisions. As a student representative, Riley will attend board meetings, community forums, site visits, and other outreach events. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE News spoke with Atchison to learn more about why she decided to apply.
I decided to apply for this position to represent Kashmir and smaller schools in Washington State. We don't have typically a lot of representation because we're so small. We have about 500 students, so it's hard to hear voices that are so small like that. But it's a gift to be able to be a voice on that board. I've always loved kids and I've always wanted to go into education. I plan on going to Central Washington University to get my secondary education degree, probably in English, so that I can be an English teacher in high school. But I've always loved kids, and being able to be a part of the legislation process and develop policies to benefit schools was so interesting to me because I get to have a direct impact and direct effect on schools like Kashmir and the 1.1 million students throughout Washington State. During January to March every year, there is an application opening for all the current sophomores in Washington State. Once you apply in those deadlines, the Washington State Board of Education members go through all the applications and they pick a handful of students who are interviewed, and then they decide from there. My initial thought was that I wasn't good enough for the program, but it was very encouraging and very inspiring to think that, wow, these people want me and they want my voice. So at first I was like, oh my gosh, like this is insane. I didn't think that I was worthy of statewide representation. Like I didn't think that they wanted me, but in my experience already, I've already felt so welcomed and so heard, and it really goes to show that like our state is seeking student voice, and they're seeking voices that are more quiet. So I will be sworn in August during the August meeting, and I will be sworn out during June of my senior year. So the commitment is about 2 years. It's mostly policy work. We work in 4 different areas. Especially our current focus is high school graduation requirements with our Future Ready initiative. So we're examining what we require high school graduates to do before they graduate and those standards. I think that education should be accessible no matter what, but I also think that education should be something that is different for everyone. I was considered a high cap kid during my elementary and middle school years, and normal education, like a normal education path, has never worked right for me. And I believe that education should be moldable and that we should give our students options to figure out what works for them and their passions and what they want to do in their life.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic 4th of July weekend. Weather, really no complaints there. A little breezy at times, but boy, really nice weather over the weekend. Today, hot, breezy, and sunny all across North Central Washington. You can see the grassy hills around the Wenatchee Valley blowing pretty good out there today, along with those sunny skies and hot temperatures. Not only tomorrow and Wednesday will be critical fire danger, but today as well. And here we go for your Tuesday and Wednesday. We will see sustained winds on Tuesday, 10 to 20 miles an hour with gusts to around 25 to 30. And those winds will be even stronger as we get you into Wednesday. We're looking at 15 to 30 mile an hour winds with gusts to 30 and 40 miles an hour. And the problem is our relative humidity over the next couple of days going to hover between 8 and 15%. So all of that, a recipe for very critical fire weather over the next couple of days. We'll talk more about that coming up. 95 unofficially our high temperature today. That was 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year at 85. Our record 100 set back in that hot summer of 2015. 66 this morning. 60 is now our normal low temperature. 43 our record low, and that was set in 1971. Sunrise 5:13 now, and our sunset before 9 o'clock at 8:59. Getting you into those Tuesday temperatures, it is going to be hotter tomorrow than it was today, and as I mentioned, about the same or a little breezier for Tuesday. 101 in Moses Lake, 100s for Ephrata and Quincy, 99 Wenatchee, Aniat, Chelan, and up into Omak, mid to upper 90s in the upper valley. Lake Chelan at 95, while Cashmere tomorrow a scorcher at 98 degrees. It's all because of a large area of high pressure that's still off our Pacific coast. It's bringing in that tropical air and dumping it right into Washington state. Expect a very warm overnight tonight with low temperatures right around 70 degrees. For your Tuesday, that high pressure intensifies, but there are those breezy conditions right here in central Washington. Going to be hot with high temperatures near records in some locations. We will see about 100 degrees in the Wenatchee area. For your Wednesday, we will see a cool down. Low pressure to our east now with that large area of high pressure to our west. And look at those winds on Wednesday. A few more clouds with some showers in western Washington. We'll see high temperatures on the cooler side. Going to feel pretty good with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. For Thursday, a very nice day. Sunny with less wind as high pressure once again intensifies out in the Pacific. We will warm up a bit with highs on Thursday into the upper 80s. And then as we get you into Friday, the warm up is on once again. Sunny with nothing but clear skies all over the West Coast. We will warm up into the mid 90s as we get you into the end of the week, and then get ready for a very warm and even hot weekend coming up on Saturday. Sunny, maybe a little bit breezy in the afternoon for Saturday, but as I mentioned, it's going to be a hot one with high temperatures in the mid 90s. And by the end of the forecast on Sunday, we're not talking many changes. In fact, maybe even a little bit windier on Sunday. Look at the red and purple areas all the way into western Montana. So get ready for a mostly sunny day on Sunday and windy. It's going to stay hot with high temperatures then.
once again into the mid-90s. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, 70 overnight tonight, hot and breezy tomorrow with a high temperature of 99, partly cloudy, windy, and much cooler as we get you into Wednesday with a temperature of 86. It looks like our most comfortable day of the work week will be on Thursday with sunny skies and 88, and then back to those hot temperatures Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Expect wind this weekend, but it's going to be hot with highs in the mid-90s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
The pitch by Busich.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox are back on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch as they take on the Kamloops North Paws on Tuesday, July 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Tacos Chava, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor. Your exclusive television home for Apple Sox baseball, NCWLIFE channel, your local TV station.
What do you think of that?
Pretty big, I like it.
Watch for new episodes of the Northwest Outdoorsman on the NCWLIFE channel, your local TV station.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
And a good Monday to you. Thanks to Dan for filling in for me last week so the wife and I could enjoy our vacation. Mariners completed a 3-game sweep of Pittsburgh with Sunday's 1-0 win and achieved a franchise record in the process. George Kirby outdueled Paul Skeens in the series finale Sunday at T-Mobile Park. In the process, for the first time in Mariner history, Seattle swept a 3-game series without allowing a single run. Kirby went 6 1/3, allowed 4 hits while striking out 9. Skeens went 5 innings, 5-hit shutout ball with 10 strikeouts. Only offense needed for Seattle was Randy Rosarina and a home run.
It does put that pressure on your team. Out to left field, really driven back, and the Mariners have taken the lead on yet another Randy Rosarina home run. On the ground, Crawford has it. Over to first base to complete the sweep. 3 days of pitching like we have never seen before. For the first time in the history of the Seattle Mariners, they win 3 consecutive games via shutout wins.
Andres Munoz earned his 21st save with the win and spoke with Root Sports Northwest Jen Mueller afterward about the game and Seattle's dominant pitching.
Well, we were just talking about the significance of 3 straight shutouts thrown by this pitching staff. Have you ever been a part of anything like that, Andres?
No, I've never been part of this, but it was really special to see everybody do the same thing, like throw the hardest that they can and throw everything that they have, and that was awesome what they did over there.
It was an awesome starting pitching matchup today. What did you like from George?
The way that he attacked the zone, I think that is the most important thing for him, and he knows how to do it. So I was really happy for him, and I hope everybody enjoyed the game.
Lastly, we have to talk about the All-Star game. It's the second time you get to go. The fans know you're very deserving. What does it mean to be in back-to-back All-Star games?
It's awesome for me. Like just first thank God for everything that because He helped me here. So I don't know, that is the most important thing, and thanks the fans for all the support. They are always there with me, and I really appreciate that.
Seattle has the day off today to head to New York to begin a 3-game series with the Yankees tomorrow at 4:05. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Well, while the Mariners were sweeping Pittsburgh, the Astros were sweeping the Dodgers. Houston won its 19th of their last 24 games with a 5-1 win in L.A., sweeping the Dodgers for the first time since 2008. Houston's lead in the AL West is 7 games over Seattle after the Mariners finished 17 games in 17 days with an 11-6 record. Texas fell to the Padres 4-1 to fall 11 games back. Angels continue their tailspin with a 3-2 loss to Toronto. Athletics fell to San Francisco by a final of 6-2. Well, Seattle learned Sunday that Julio Rodriguez, Brian Wu, and Andres Munoz will be joining Cal Raleigh in MLB's All-Star Game in Atlanta a week from tomorrow. Raleigh was voted the American League's starting catcher. J-Rod, Wu, and Munoz were added Sunday as reserves. Raleigh is also expected to participate in the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. That'll be a week from tonight. The Wenatchee Apple Sox have lost 6 straight after being swept in Kelowna over the weekend. It began on Friday as David Barnes couldn't hold on to a 5-2 lead, surrendering 5 runs on 5 hits in the 8th inning as the Falcons rallied for the 7-5 victory. Kyle Panyanaban and Cade Martinez paced the offense with 2 hits apiece. Things got really bad Saturday as Wenatchee booted the ball around the park, committing 5 errors in a 12-3 defeat. Camden Bates and Ethan Thomas were a spark offensively with 2 hits apiece. Wenatchee brought the tying run to the plate twice in the 8th inning Sunday, but left 2 runners stranded as Kelowna completed a 3-game sweep 6-3. The Apple Sox are hoping a return home tomorrow and will right the ship as their overall record sank to 16-14 for the summer. NCWLIFE channel will broadcast tomorrow's game at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as Wenatchee welcomes Kamloops for the first of a 3-game series. Join yours truly and Brandon Schmitten for the play-by-play. Our pregame show gets underway at 6:30 at the ballpark. Other West Coast League action on Sunday. Bellingham shut out Port Angeles 7-0. Bells used a bullpen day with 7 pitchers combining on the 2-hit shutout. Edmonton shut down Nanaimo 12-1. Ridgefield knocked off Victoria 7-2. Portland beat the Marionberries 10-7 to improve to 25-6 on the summer. Corvallis won its 8th straight with a 5-2 win over Bend. Walla Walla continued to prove that Burlesky Stadium is a tough place to play with a 4-2 win over Yakima Valley. Sweets improved to 13-2 at home with the sweep. Cowlitz completed a 3-game sweep of Springfield by a final of 10-2. After the Bells won the first half of the WCL's North Division, Bellingham's locked into the postseason. Wenatchee has work to do as they find themselves on the bottom of the second half standings following the weekend sweep. Kamloops and Kelowna are out to early leads with the second half standings. Victoria's already played 6 games in the second half and are 5-1. Well, it was a day for kids Saturday at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. The WVSO featured Kids Night and the Can-Am Thunder Car Challenge. Arlington's Dave Lund accepted that challenge and came out on top in the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Car main event. He edged Moses Lake's Ron Stewart and Wenatchee's Luke Shaw for the win. Jason Walker won his 2nd straight main event in the Plum Perfect Roadrunners finale. East Wenatchee man outpaced fellow townsman Kyle Spalding for the win. Sela's Alexander Scott was 3rd. Dale Winterberg once again proved that he knows how to get out in front and hold on for the win in his number 80 handicap mini bomber. The Monitor man beat Wenatchee's Caleb Gill and Ephrata's Brad Arneson on Saturday. It was ladies first and second in the Knutson General Contracting Bandoleros main event. Graham's Leilani Langston finished first in front of Quincy's Bristol Knutson. Wenatchee's Matthew Anders was 3rd. Wenatchee's Kellen Ingram grabbed the checkered flag in the B&T Towing Youth Roadrunner main event. Wenatchee's Reagan Moore was 2nd, followed by Ephrata's McKinnon Lutz. WVSO is featuring Thunder in the Valley this coming weekend, and we'll have track manager Jeremy Anders joining us live Wednesday morning for a preview on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.